This is going to be another uni week in my life.
The remedy would be a constructive trust, would you say?
My public law assignment I got back. I created this kind of like binder here which has all of my like law notes. Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So as you guys can see by the title, this is going to be another uni week in my life. This week is actually my last week of semester, which is actually just insane. Like, I feel like this semester in particular has just flown by. Like, mentally I feel like I'm not at week 12. I feel like I'm probably maybe at like week 7 if I'm lucky. But I just wanted to bring you guys along because I did this for my first year and I really enjoyed it. So I want to kind of keep a very similar pattern kind of going so that when I have finished my degree, I'm able to look back on all of these videos. Today is actually Tuesday. I didn't vlog yesterday at all. Normally on Mondays I have a trusts lecture, which is an area of personal property, from 4 to 6. However, yesterday was King's birthday weekend, so it's a public holiday here in New Zealand. We didn't have any classes. My last trusts class was actually the previous week. By the way, if you guys are new here, you might be able to gather by the title, but I am attending a university in Auckland. I am studying a Bachelor of Laws, so I'm in my second year. So today I have one class. Normally I have two. I have a public law lecture from 12 to 2, which is where we kind of talk about like the Crown, Parliament, New Zealand's constitution, all of that kind of stuff. And I know that today's lecture is going to be a revision lecture, kind of just compiling everything that we need to know. My lecturer briefly touched on what we needed to know last week, but this week it's just going to be kind of fleshed out a little bit more, which will be really helpful going into the exam. Usually I have torts from 4 to 6, so we've been studying the tort of negligence. However, again, we had my last class for torts last week, so I literally just have the one class today. So my plan obviously is to go to that class, and then I'm honestly just gonna chill at uni and study until 6 p.m. when Phil picks me up to go to Bible study, because we run a Bible study group on Tuesday, which is from like 7 to 9. I may meet up with my study group. Yeah, I'm just not sure if we're meeting. We might be meeting to go over like practice questions. I probably will do some study on my own in the library as well. I'm also meeting up with someone from church around like 3 o'clock. So that is my plan for today. I'm really hoping it's not going to rain because it looks really grey outside. Let me show you. Oh, it just does not look very nice. I am about to head out to the bus, but I thought I would take you guys into the room and I will show you guys my outfit for today. So this here is today's fit. Do excuse the unmade bed in the background. I'm literally about to run out the door, so I do not have time to make it. I've just got this really thick long line cardigan on. It's like a cable knit cardigan. This one is just from Kmart. It's literally such a go-to in the winter because it is like really warm. It is probably like 2 sizes too big for me because I bought it when they like had very little stock of it. Then I just have this little long sleeve crew neck jumper on. This one is thrifted. I have a little white turtleneck long sleeve underneath as well. That is also thrifted, originally from Zara I think, and the jumper is originally from ASOS. And then I have just got these jeans here which have a little bit of distressing in the knee. These ones are the Levi wedgie straight jeans and they're really comfortable. And then I'm gonna wear my floral sneakers today just because they're really comfortable. I'll pop a little inspo picture on the screen for my outfit for today. This morning, honestly, I have not been up to much. I spent a bit of time with Phil before he left to go to work this morning, and then I just did my quiet time and have gotten up and gotten ready to go. I also curled my hair today because quite frankly it needs a wash and I don't have time this morning to give it a wash. This is my perfume of choice today. This is Black Opium by YSL. This was my wedding perfume and it just smells incredible. I'm also wearing my new watch as well as my all my normal jewelry, but this was a birthday present from my lovely husband. But yeah, I'm about to head out to uni, so let's go. Hello, hello.
So last week when we got together, we talked about if we have to consider when you're tracing compounding interest or just simple interest. It's just simple interest. It's only compounding if the courts believe that like the act is so bad that they have to give you more money. But for the most part, like general rule is just simple interest.
Because you would get either like you would own the property or you would get just the amount that was taken from the trust essentially. Or like, well, invested into the thing. You wouldn't get compounding interest unless it was horrendous.
No, but under the Regular Act, you can recover compensation for capital loss and interest amount lost.
If they invest and you lose money, you can get what you originally put in, but you don't get more than what you originally put in.
It says it was increasing at
5%.
5% per annum. So obviously, if like they had invested when the beneficiary like asked him to, he would have done it. And that's also a breach of his like, which duty is it? His like, just management duty. Like,
The duty
administrative.
to invest prudently.
Yeah.
That one.
Did you get that printed and bound?
Yes,
It's
no,
hot. Can I look at
At
it?
like week 1.
Yeah.
I was like, could you just print
so
and bind
cute.
it?
Yeah.
it's
Really.
kind of relevant. to,
Yeah.
like,
It's sexy.
Isn't it cute though?
Yeah.
So cute.
Such a good size.
Yeah, I know.
Such a good size.
So I was like, I'll just
Brilliant.
get
Wow.
one printed for myself.
Wow, that's so cool.
Isn't it
And
cute?
such a cutie little size.
I know. Well, that's how I print all my extra reading.
Can I
because...
show it in my video?
Oh, sure.
I just realised you're vlogging yourself.
Yeah, I am.
Cute.
What are you vlogging?
Prepping exams, I assume.
Well, last week a semester. Yeah. Film content for YouTube, so
Oh,
That's
I
it's
went
a
on
little
holiday-
part-time gig.
Yeah,
It was
I went on
a
holiday with some
breach of
people who did
fiduciary
that. It was quite interesting.
Breach of
And then,
trust.
like,
Yeah, all the behind the
So-
scenes.
Canadian, like,
We got stuck on
the
tracing
picture of
last
people,
week
and
about
they got
like
paid
where
to
the rest of
basically
this money
go on
goes
holiday in
to.
Vietnam for all.
That's
So
so
we just
cool.
say like
He's the owner of like that company that they've bought.
Yeah.
So he's like self-doubt to himself,
Yeah.
and then made a profit off it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think it's literally just self-dealing is the like most simplest way to put it.
Yeah.
Because tracing isn't a remedy, it's a process.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
The
Yeah.
remedy would be a constructive trust, would you say?
Restoration to the trust because they lost
That
it.
was one of them. I remember
Yeah.
reading about this.
And then-
There was 3 different ones. Restoration was one of them. I think the constructive
yeah.
trust was
Hold
another.
on, I'll check.
You-
What week was that? Was that week 10?
I've got if there's a gain to a trustee, it's account of profits or proprietary claim to restore the property. But if it's a loss to the trust, it's equitable compensation.
In this case, it would just be an account for profits.
I think so.
Because he hasn't spent it on anything.
No, because
Like, it
yeah.
doesn't, we don't have the facts that he spent it on something and
No,
then
yeah.
like lost the money. Because that's where the tracing comes in as well. It's just whichever one benefits the beneficiary the most, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but we don't really have enough facts based off this to do that.
I've got here written down, it's like order for restoration in specie, so I guess
Yeah.
that's
Just restoring the property, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
restoring the property,
Yeah.
which I guess getting the money back is that one.
It depends on if it's money
If
already.
it can be, because it's
Yeah.
invested in shares that only lost $1 million.
Trustee is liable to restore trust funds to position it would have been in but for the breach.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming
but for
that
one,
would
yeah.
just be the like the but for approach, and then it has
Yeah.
to like be restored to what it should have been.
So they would
Yeah.
have a propriety claim.
Yeah. So the trustee must personally pay monetary compensation for loss caused by breach,
Yeah.
and that's Bartlett versus Barclays.
The one angle when they talk about the 0.5%, they mentioned more like it should be active, like use the point of that we should supposed to be actively like managing it, not
Yeah.
just leaving it sat there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all on
No,
that.
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be the other one, which would be like duty to invest prudently and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So
right?
that's a custodial duty, which is preserve the assets of the trust.
Remember we were talking about the age of them? It says
Yeah.
if all of the beneficiaries are full age capacity, then they can collectively elect to adopt the breach.
Yeah, because if they're under
Yeah.
18, then they can't actually like
Yeah.
be like they breach trust because they're not. Yeah.
Oh.
They have the right to sue them for the breach.
Oh, right,
If they
okay,
weren't,
sorry,
then
yeah,
they wouldn't,
yeah.
they wouldn't be able to.
Oh, okay.
Bring an action,
Which seems
yeah.
a bit rude.
Do you think it's likely in the exam they're gonna give us like someone under 18 or
Probably
someone?
not. Because if they're under 18, then that essentially just gets rid of the claim altogether, and you wouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well that's
But I
good.
think he's definitely put that in.
But then you
point
could
that you
actually-
want to bring it up.
That could be like a sub question though,
Yeah.
where they might say like, "Oh, please advise if the party was under 18."
Okay, yeah.
just to like maybe
Yeah,
trip
yeah.
someone up.
He wrote down what the questions are.
Yeah, he already outlined.
Yeah, so it's like
what
breach
gonna
of
be about.
trust, whatever remedies you can get, and then disclosure of information, and then inequitable tracing.
Third party
Question.
liability may be an issue.
Yeah.
Supposed to only answer 2 questions.
Oh, wait, yeah, we are. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, yeah, because I was just looking at that. I was like, holy shit! Let's say when you drive it off the lot, you've lost like 75% of the value. So you would assume that you wouldn't get 30k for the car,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, the trust has lost 150 grand.
Today is Thursday, and normally on Thursday I have a contracts class from 10 to 12. However, my last contracts class last week, so Tuesday was literally my last day of classes. So you would have seen on Tuesday that I was with my study group until 3. And we were just going over some previous trust exam questions. And then from 3 to 4, I met up with someone from church. And then from 4 to 5, I was in the library just doing some reading for public law. And then from 5 to 5:30, I actually went out into the city because I found a store that sells Sunny Angels. And so I just wanted to like go in and see what they had. Didn't buy any because they didn't have like the specific ones that I was after necessarily. And then I came back to uni, and from 5:30 to 6:30, I just sat in the tree house and read my book, which you guys would have seen. Been reading Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver, and I have like 100 pages left. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that this week. Yesterday I didn't do any uni at all. I was just working on editing up a YouTube video because I really wanted to get that up, and then I also edited up a TikTok reel as well. It's like 3 in the afternoon now. I've spent the morning just kind of like refreshing the house. Phil had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I was kind of just like chilling, doing some quiet time while he was doing that. I also have prepped dinner. It's in the slow cooker at the moment, and I uploaded my YouTube video and uploaded my TikTok, and have just filmed another sit down video. But I am getting sick. I can feel it in my throat. My throat is like extremely sore, which is not great because I have exams next week. I'm just gonna take it like nice and chill for like the rest of today. My plan at the moment is just to carry on that reading for public law. I have pulled it up on my computer, and it's just from this book here, The New Zealand Constitution by Bruce Harris. I'm on chapter 9, looking at like the executive branch of the New Zealand government. I've read through like 20 pages, but this particular chapter is like 70 pages long, so I've got a long way to go. But public law is kind of like the only class that I still like have readings to do that aren't cases. Let me show you guys my to-do list. So if you're not familiar, I handwrite all of my notes. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys my notes that I took for public. I kind of do like a to-do list where I combine everything that I've got for all of my classes. It looks like I have a lot of cases to read because it's from like all the weeks and stuff, but some of these just have like 1 or 2 cases left. So like public, I've just got like these 2 lots. Yeah, next week I'll try and smash out some more cases and start preparing my notes for exams. I find like doing a to-do list like that is really, really helpful because our online learning platform doesn't have like a combined to-do list for all of your classes. It just kind of has like your classes, and then like within your classes there's like things that you have to do. So I just write it all down and condense it, and that works really well for me. Since my last vlog, I don't feel like too much has happened. I think in that vlog, was I doing my trust assignment? I basically have done a public law assignment, a contract law assignment that was a plus-age assignment, so it was optional, and I've also done a trusts assignment, which again was plusage. So the contracts and trusts I haven't got back yet. My public law assignment I got back. Originally I got a C-, so like literally just on the borderline of like a pass, and then I got it reassessed and it bumped up to a C. So like honestly still not great, because like a lot of my grades last year were like A's and B's. Getting a C was quite disheartening. But I also feel like I may not know this topic as well as I thought I did, so that's also why I like want to try and get through some more of my readings. And I also feel like this year I've really struggled with uni because it's been like a lot more difficult than I was anticipating. I feel like last year I kind of just like cruised through first year, and there was definitely like a big step up from like first year to second year. I feel like trying to manage my uni with my household, with all of my church commitments, whilst also trying for a baby, while also like trying to like successfully keep my YouTube going, because I also like make money from doing these videos, which is really helpful for a secondary source of income when I'm a uni student. It's just a lot that I've had to balance, and I feel like I haven't necessarily balanced it very well. And I've also been very sick. I've either had the flu, or I've had like really bad stomach pains, or like my mental health hasn't been great. I also feel like I've been very burnt out because I haven't really had a break since I started uni last year, because in my mid-semester break last year I was filming content. In my semester break I was filming content like the entire time, and then mid-sem break in semester 2 I was also filming content for YouTube. And then in my like big break, obviously December is Vlogmas, so that takes up the whole month, and then January and February I was like working pretty much for like 5 days a week for like those 2 whole months. And then I started uni in March, so I feel like I'm just like really burnt out, and I haven't like actually had a proper break. And I definitely have felt like my motivation and like my ability to study has probably not been as good as it was last year, hence the like low grades. Yeah, I'm really thankful that like now that classes are done I can kind of just like sit and focus and kind of take this in. I'm not getting my grades back until after my exams, which is really frustrating because like you just genuinely don't know how you're doing. My assignment was only worth 15% of my overall grade, so like I'm thankful it wasn't a huge amount, but from my personal experience I found it better to do well in semester 1, because semester 2 is normally a bit harder. And so I feel like if your grades aren't great in semester 1, or you're not passing in semester 1, then it makes it very difficult in semester 2 because there's just a lot of pressure. I am thankful that I have at least passed, so I've got the 15%. Also, all of my exams for mid-semester are only worth like 15%, and the only other thing I think that I had due was a piece for torts, because I think in my last vlog I was writing up my public law piece, which I handed in, that was all fine. And then I did also do a piece for torts. Again, it was just like a participation piece, it wasn't actually graded, where we got given, I think it may have been like a previous exam question, and you just had to like type up your answer, kind of just as a way for like the teachers to kind of just like see where you're at. So I also did that and handed that in. That one was like a submit online one rather than like an in-person one. And that's pretty much where I'm at. That's my plan for today. Try and get through some of these public law readings. I will also do like a separate exams vlog where I take you guys along to my exams, and we'll also do a bit of a debrief after them to kind of just check in how they go. If you guys also do want to see any specific like law related sit down videos, let me know in the comments below. So these were all of the notes that I took in the lecture yesterday, so honestly like quite a lot, but the way that I structure them is I write the week up the top, the topic, so in this case it was just revision, and then my lecturer was going through like the most important parts from each lecture. So I'd like written down stuff from lecture 1, lecture 2, 3 and 4, yada yada yada, and then he just gave us some things about the exam and kind of what it will be like, and then we just went through some like terminology. And then we also did like a problem solving scenario, which was like a previous exam paper, and just kind of like what you would talk about with that. Hello guys, so a little bit of an update for this video. So I had to stop filming at the end of last week because I got really sick. I still got like a little bit at the moment, but my exam for my trusts class is in like 2 days, so I thought I would just like finish off this video with just some like stuff that I wanted to do in this video to like prep for exams. And my new Harvard sweater, which I got from Kmart, which makes me feel like I'm attending Harvard Law, even though I'm not. I thought what we could do is we could update my folder for year 2. So if you are new to my channel and you didn't watch any of my videos last year, I created this kind of like binder here which has all of my like law notes and things in it. I have like my pamphlets with like the degree and information about it and stuff in here, and then I just had like all these like clear sleeves with all of my like notes and like workshop printouts and things like that, and like formative tests and stuff throughout the year. And then I also had like my exams in here as well. So I thought we could start off by making some more. So I've got a formative test here that I did for contracts, so I need to put that in here. And then I've got these like clear sleeves and these little like arrow stickers which I use at the top to like label what it is. Once I've got all of my pages of notes and things, I can just put them into the sleeves that they're meant to go in, because all of my exams I can have 9 sides of A4 notes.
Sides of notes, you can take in legislation, as long as there's no commentary on it. You can have underlining and highlighting but no commentary. So trust is not the point of legislation. You need to print out what you need yourself.
It is actually the next day and I'm just about to finish off writing my trusts notes that I started yesterday. I had written like 5 pages out of 9, so that is my plan, and then I'm going to also highlight my legislation and highlight my notes so that they coincide, so it's really easy for me to find the things that I need in the exam. But I will show you guys all of that in my next exam vlog. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I apologize if it's felt a little bit disjointed, but if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please make sure to turn on the notifications and check out my social media. It's always linked down below in the description box. If you would like to watch more videos that I have done on my channel from my uni experience so far, then I will leave the playlist down below in the description box. I've got videos from first year and second year. That is all that I have, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!